Well, hello there. My name is Alessandro, and I'm a Christian nationalist, a patriot, and a modern day crusader. You probably never heard about me, and that's normal. I'm a nobody. I don't do this for clout, I don't do this for money. I do this because I believe in protecting what's good in this world, mainly to protect the vulnerable, children, women, and the elderly. That's the main mission of a man that can call himself a man. Otherwise, you're just a LARP. Um, I don't hate people. I love everyone. I even love my enemies. I wouldn't say I don't get angry from time to time, and that's part of having a bit of testosterone, actually. We have to be firm. Being a Christian is not about being weak, it's about being strong. And being strong is talking and denouncing when you see people acting the wrong way. In our current predicament in Europe and America, we are taught and brainwashed to accept evil because tolerance is righteous. Tolerance is poison. We must not make amends with evil. We must denounce it while praying for our enemies because if anybody comes to Christ and they straight out their lives, it's a win-win for everyone. That's what I want. Now, if you're a criminal, if you like to abuse women, God forbid, children, you're my enemy. And as my enemy, yes, I will pray for you and I will fight you in an honorable way, but I will punish you. Why? Because those who spare the wolves sacrifice the sheep, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm not perfect. I have my past. I'm open about it. But I changed my life and now I'm happy. I have a mission, and that mission is to preserve white culture, good values, and the free will that God has given us. What I don't like is people that like to go into other people's homes, impose their bad behaviors, their culture, and be a bad guest. I'm a good host. If you come to my house, if you're orange, black, brown, yellow, whatever, I'll entertain you and I'll give you some nice meals and some drinks, and we'll probably play pool or something else. Maybe a good game of chess. But if you come to my house to, I don't know, disrespect my beliefs, disrespect my wife, God forbid, try to steal something from it, you might not live in one piece. And fellas, don't be afraid to be violent. You have to understand that the only way to fight evil, violent men is for good men to be, I don't know, uh, I'm not going to say proud, but to be righteous in the sense that we are the only ones who can keep those who cannot fend for themselves safe. So let me make this clear for the invading hordes that come to the West to try to rape our women, to traumatize our children, and to abuse our elderly. Fuck you. Fuck Islam. Fuck your fucking culture that thinks that women are only an ornament and a slave, who thinks that even dogs our haram or whatever that word means. Your prophet was a pedophile, a false prophet. And even the freaking Quran, fuck the Quran, but even the freaking Quran admits that the Holy Bible is the truth. And all you have to do is go to Galatians and read about the fake angel of light that will come and advertise other gospels that are not the Bible. So, there is an intellectual um, fallacy in Islam. And it's not only Islam, it's Zionism too. Well, I'd rather say Talmudic Judaism, because if you live your life based on the rules and advices of the Quran and the Talmud, you're fucked up. And listen, we all have our own countries. Uh, to be honest, I used to say, you know what? I'm happy for these people to be over there in their own countries in the Middle East, in Africa, in Israel, and just leave us alone. Don't mess with our people, don't mess with our politics. But, a lot of that, the damage is done. The blackmail, the usury, the raping, the pillaging, the murdering, the conniving, the scheming, you know, things that are commonly associated with the synagogue of Satan, the brood of vipers. We're coming for you. You might think that the white man is defeated because you have culled our population, but it has been worse before. Let me remind you that before Charles the Hammer Martel defeated the Muslims that were trying to invade France around the 8th century, uh, things were pretty dire. And then the Spanish and the Portuguese launched the Reconquista, and then that produced the Crusades. Now, I know that the Crusades were a bit of a failure. Only the first and fourth were like solid Christian victories. That's because, and it's very easy to explain, that's because Christianity had already been infiltrated by Kabbalah, by greed, by envy, by jealousy, by insecurity. These kings, these lords skirmishing against each other, instead of uniting for the biggest cause, for the greatest cause of protecting Christianity and protecting women and children, especially from Islam and Talmudic Judaism, um, you know, when you lose the North, that's what happens. You lose the battles. So I am proposing that those of us in the West that believe in what's right and want to preserve our history, our culture, our way of life, those of us who are proud of our family and our bloodlines, we have all the inspiration and motivation in the world to fight back. Well, you're already trying us. The thing is that, we didn't have numbers. 2 years, 3 years ago, I started talking about the the invasion and against open borders 8 years ago. But I really focused on this nonsense 4 years ago after, some hideous crimes that really touched my heart. And I swore, and because I have it in me, in my blood, to fight back against this bullshit, I swore that I was never gonna rest, and I was going to be willing to die for the purpose of protecting the West, of protecting our children, our women, our elderly. This is why I'm working on my new film called Under Siege, the Calergy Plan. I aim to expose all of it using my experience as a private investigator and other things that I've done in my life to try and bring this knowledge to the most people I can. The film is going to be free for everyone. It's not going to be pay-per-view. That's the same thing I did with the film I made against the vaccines and the film I made against abortion. Why? Because when it's such an important social subject, you have to just forget about any kind of retribution and do what's right. Give it to everyone for free. Because what what's the main purpose? The main purpose is to save lives. I want to save the most lives I want. And as we see and suffer the genocide of Christians all over the world, the constant raping and murdering of women and children by Islamists, by North Africans, by Hindus, by communists, basically, and Zionists as well, which is more or less the same. Um, you know, this is not gonna last for long. We just need a little spark to ignite the fire. And once that pendulum swings back, oh boy, you fellas are gonna be in trouble. Fuck Islam, fuck Zionism, fuck communism, fuck Hinduism, and any other kind of hatred against my people, white people, Christian people, European people, American people. If you want to destroy us, come ahead and try, because you got something else coming. And, I might not be the toughest guy. I'm not that big. I'm not. I'm not a professional fighter or anything like that, but I'm capable. I've had my brushes with these animals already. 10 against 1, 5 against 1. Never been knocked out in my life. And you see this is the cross of Santiago. Santiago was a saint. Uh, I think in Britain it's known as Saint James. And his legend is quite notorious, especially here in Iberia and, of course, the United Kingdom. Fellas, join me. The 10th Crusade is coming, and we must fight with honor and virtue, but we must be strong. There will be things that we might be forced to do that are horrible and will linger with us for a lifetime. But that's the price to pay, more than worth it, to protect the people we love. Sincerely and with much love, Alessandro du Châtel from Total Disclosure. Check the description for my links. Hopefully, you can subscribe and follow my platforms. I give a lot of good. I put out a lot of good content. I give advice on self-defense, on how to become your own private investigator as well. Why? Because my interest is for you to be free. I don't care if you're not a Christian. God gave us free will for a reason, and I intend to maintain that. But when a religion bases itself on predating on others, forcing others to do and behave a certain way through violence and terrorism, that's not a religion, that's a death cult. And Christianity, you know, is the only true religion. It's that simple. Jesus was an example of being a true man. There's this notion that Christians are supposed to be weak, meek, and all of that. No, sir. Go tell that to Charles the Hammer Martel. Go tell that to Richard the Lionheart. Go tell that to my forefather, Tanguy du Châtel, who fought the Hundred Years' War against England. He was a Breton knight. who actually avenged Joan of Arc by executing the Duke of Burgundy. So it is in my blood. I'm proud of it. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm happy to be white. I'm proud to be married. I'm happy to be Christian. I'm proud to be European. And so what? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Come on me, come at me one on one, you invaders, and I will put you down. Redeem yourselves, change your way of thinking and acting, and I will embrace you as brothers as well. But know this, time is ticking, and we're not gonna take this for long. Every woman, every child that you victimize, all these horrible cases that I see in America, the United States, Spain, France, the United Kingdom, Germany, Sweden. There's almost no country in Europe untouched by this burden. Perhaps some exceptions like Croatia, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic. You know, these countries that have been smart and have maintained their borders, um, closed, fairly closed, especially for the religion of peace, this death cult that endorses pedophilia, this death cult that endorses treating women as a slave, where they cannot talk directly to other men. They have to look down. They have to cover the whole bodies, their whole faces. They cannot get education. They cannot get anything. You're trash. You're weak. You're not strong. A strong man looks for a strong woman. Why? Because obviously there has to be the proper roles have to be respected by both male and females. Yes, man leads, but women must not be slaves. They have a very important role in complementing men. And I, just like my wife is, I think that a real man looks for a warrior queen, not a slave, not a submissive, scared person that you can dominate and just, run over. It's very sad. It's very sad to see all these men that are predators that I don't know what kind of mentality leads you to feel good abusing women and children. It's just I cannot compute it. But you would rather be better putting a milestone in your neck and throwing yourself to the sea than harming the little ones. And as I said, and I promise, change your ways, go back to your homes, or we will destroy you. We will destroy you once and for all. Why? Because we already gave you second, third, fourth chances, and you always do the same. You regroup, you play victim, then you come back and fuck us over, stab us in the back. You abuse our hospitality, our nobility, our culture, which is the greatest culture the world has ever seen, the greatest civilization. That's not a coincidence. You see our streets, our infrastructure, the way our people usually behave, and that speaks for itself. If you hate my people, if you want to kill my people, you will have to go through me first, and many men like me, stronger men, perhaps. We're ready to dance. We're ready to tango. Yeah, doesn't matter if we are outnumbered. Um, for example, the Fourth Crusade, King Baldwin the Fourth of Jerusalem was outnumbered 60 to 1. 500 Christian crusaders, soldiers, beat 30,000 of Saladin's men. Something that has never been seen before or after in history. Obviously, God had a hand in it. There's no doubt about it. There's no question. And just like it happened before, we'll do it again. We won't give up our lives. We won't give up our countries. Fuck you, Mohammed. Come and get some.